The ancient art of granulation originated around 2000 BC. By the 3rd century BC, the Greeks and Etruscans had brought the technique to a state of perfection. After the decline of these civilizations, all knowledge of granulation was lost. It was not until the 1830s, when the Castellani undertook their first attempts to revive the technique, that granulation once again adorned the jewelry of high society. The ancient Greeks and Etruscans decorated jewelry and other precious objects with a multitude of tiny gold spheres called granules. They were laid out in intricate patterns or covered entire areas of a gold backing. On the finished piece, the granulated lines or areas look matte against the smooth and shiny background of the support, creating an attractive contrast. Granules were made in different sizes, from larger individual spheres to spheres so small they resemble gold powder. The Castellani were fascinated by the examples of ancient granulation unearthed in excavations. After decades of research and experimentation, they achieved a method that successfully imitated the technique, although they never fully discovered the true process used by the Greeks and Etruscans. The so-called secret of granulation that the Castellani wanted to rediscover was twofold: how to make thousands of tiny granules of equal size, and how to attach them firmly to the backing without using any apparent solder. True granulation was not discovered until the 1930s by goldsmiths in England and Germany. The technical term we now use for this process is colloidal hard soldering. Bessie Jamieson, a goldsmith, teacher, and owner of the Jewelry Arts Institute in New York, demonstrates the steps necessary to create granulated gold objects in the manner of the ancient Greeks and Etruscans. The material the ancients used was almost pure gold. Tests show that it was a 22-carat alloy of about 91.7% gold, 6.3% silver, and 2% copper. In other words, 22 parts out of a total of 24 are pure gold, with about 1.5 parts silver and a half part copper. This mixture of metals results in a material of greater hardness and a lower melting point. The process is begun by melting gold, silver, and copper in the correct proportions on a charcoal block. They are mixed well with a wooden stick and left to harden in a depression. The resulting ingot is pickled or cleaned in a heated acidic solution to remove any cupreous oxide and other surface impurities. It is then hammered or milled into sheet and wire for further use. Granules are made by melting small bits of 22-carat gold. Through surface tension, the liquid metal pulls together into a perfect sphere. Large quantities can be made by heating gold filings in a crucible. The filings must be isolated in charcoal dust during melting, so that they do not flow together and form one large mass. Smaller quantities of granules can be made by melting individual spheres of gold sheet. Depending on the size of the squares, the resulting spheres are larger or smaller. The Etruscans used granules as small as 1/180th of an inch. The freshly made granules are quenched in cool water and then cleaned in the acidic pickle. Now they are ready to be applied to the gold backing. The gold support is made of the same kind of alloy as the granules, in this case 22-carat gold. The surface can be either flat or rounded, but it must be smooth and clean before it can receive the granules. A ring-like wire has been fused to the surface of this medallion to create a clean edge or rim from which to start applying the granules. To attach the granules before they are fused, a glue and flux mixture is made. Animal or hide glue is mixed with water, a copper compound, and a bit of flux. The flux, usually borax, helps keep the gold surface chemically clean under high heat, facilitating the fusion of the granules to the backing. A very fine brush is moistened with the glue and used to pick up a number of granules. With the help of a magnifier, The goldsmith can push the spheres around and arrange them on the surface in the desired pattern. The Greeks and Etruscans probably used children and women to do this detailed work. This may have also been the case with the Castellani. Granules tend to form groups, especially clusters of 3 or 4. It is difficult to arrange them in fine geometric lines. Line granulation, therefore, represents the height of Etruscan goldwork. When the water in the glue has evaporated, the granules are attacked in place, but not yet firmly attached. To fuse the granules to the backing, the piece is heated evenly and gradually, almost to its melting point. The glue mixture burns off, drawing molecules of copper from the alloy to the surface of the spheres and the backing. The copper works to lower the melting point of the gold wherever the granules touch each other and the backing. At the right temperature, every point of contact fuses together firmly and permanently. Goldsmiths look for a brief flash of the surfaces when the right temperature is reached. If fired too low, the granules will not attach. If too high, the whole piece will collapse and melt together. Granules can be applied in this fashion in several stages. Subsequent heating will not damage the piece, as long as the right temperature level is maintained. The adherence of the granules is tested with tweezers, and then the decorated piece is cleaned once more in the pickling solution. It can now be finished for use on chains, bracelets, earrings, or other jeweled objects. In this gallery and throughout the exhibition, some of the finest examples of 19th century granulation are on view. They are a testament to the painstaking scholarship and technical mastery achieved by the Castellani.